If you didn't catch the last video, I found and bought an abandoned one-owner 1993 Nissan 240SX off of Facebook Marketplace for $1,700, and it came with a ton of extra goodies. But was it worth it? Did the chassis have any underlying issues? So let's find out as we strip this car of its perfectly good and clean interior, which hopefully doesn't upset you guys. So I'm not going to say that the 240 cleans up decent, because it doesn't. I mean, it's still really in rough physical shape. The paint's shot. We would have to repaint it. The quarter panels, unfortunately, look toast. It's bowed out a little bit right across the fender arch. Don't think you can pull that dent out. But yeah, maybe a PDR guy could potentially work some magic. I just don't want to assume that I'm going to have to run over fenders. Passenger seats out. Mike is getting the driver's preliminary check. Looks like there was some rust here, but maybe only on the seat bracket. It scared me when I saw it. Some of the sound deadening behind the carpet up here was peeling up. So, oh yeah, look at all this black plastic shit.
Better not scratch my door panel, son.
Mike, how's your side looking?
Rusty.
Don't say that. That looks good, right? But what I'm gonna do now is take this center console out, because I wanna be able to get the carpet out and assess underneath. Make sure we don't have any random ass rust holes. All right, pulling out the radio and the weird switch panel. And then, oh gosh, a rat's nest.
What do you mean? That's fine.
So Mike was able to remove the door trim, so that will require taking the dash out, and I want to be super careful since we know that this dash has absolutely no cracks in it. If we cause any cracks, I don't know if I'll be making videos anymore because I might not be around. This bezel is notorious for cracking if you try to finagle it without dropping the steering column. So by default, it will have some tension holding it up, but you just push it down some, then you'll get the clearance to get this sucker out. Watch me crack it. There we go. Oh no!
Well, what, is it part of the dash?
Yes. Well, it's separate to the dash. It's the defroster trim.
Oh.
And I just ruined it. See, that's the problem. When you don't protect the dash, this shit just dry rots over time. Maybe we can speedy fix it. A good job for my dad. All right, so we got the dash out thanks to the help of Mike and my mom, who's decided to stop by. Django, get over here. Say hi, Mom.
Hi.
Unfortunately, when I wasn't watching Django, he decided to gnaw on the rear panel here. So, yeah, lucky me. Otherwise, it was in decent shape. Can't say I blame him, though. He's just being a little puppy. Django, get over here. All right, so we've been battling time before it gets dark to try to get this carpet out, but we didn't realize that the dash bar has to lift up if we want the carpet to slide out. Mike did say that if I don't care about the carpet, we could just cut it out. And granted, no, I don't care about this carpet. I would replace it. But I guess when the time comes to put in a new carpet, we'd struggle with the same thing. So we're just gonna hold off for now. I mean, honestly, we got really the whole interior out. Thanks, Mike, for your help. And just by judging what I'm seeing with what we've gotten taken out already, I highly doubt we're gonna see any rust in the floorboards. It looks like this car is pretty clean, which would make sense if it's been a Southern Florida car its whole life. But, you know, we're just running through our checks and balances to make sure that it's good. What do you think of the car?
I plead the fifth.
Do you ever remember when you were younger seeing the 240s out on the road?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Did you like them?
That wasn't that long ago.
Wait, this car's 30 years old.
No, it wouldn't have been a car I could afford, so why would I even look at it?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you just thought they were kind of cool. But put yourself in 1993. That was 1 year before I was born.
No, I was married. I wasn't thinking about no car.
Fair. Let's go inside. You want a treat? Come on, let's go. Let's go. Go inside. Go inside. Run, run, run. So one day after work, I decided we had to get this carpet out. And after finagling with the carpet for a bit, getting all of the clips undone, I decided just to cut the carpet right up underneath the heater core forward of the transmission tunnel, just to be able to prevent having to remove the dash bar. And after being in such a tight space, wiggling around, you start to feel like a contortionist. All right, so the carpet's out. I was doing my best to keep from having to cut into it, but unless you take the dash bar out, then you won't be able to remove it from the transmission tunnel. So I just cut it down the center and we were able to get it out. And I definitely like what I see. Really what I was looking for, or at least ensuring that we didn't have, were any rust holes. This is the OEM sound deadening, which I don't have any plans on removing. But the interior definitely needs a good old washing. Scrubbing, vacuuming, the whole 9 yards. There was some interior plastics that just over time have dry rotted. And then for where there was a hole in the carpet, the previous owner put an actual piece of carpet underneath, which I find to be funny. I do think that I'll just end up going with another OEM or aftermarket replacement carpet. That hole isn't pretty, and although I could put a floor mat over it and no one would ever see it, the carpet's like a completely different color in spots where the sun would have faded it. So if anyone has any recommendations on companies that make the aftermarket carpets, because I do think it would be more difficult to source a nice OEM one, let me know in the comments. Oh man, that's tough doing it by yourself. Django, come here. Come here, buddy. Why couldn't you have helped? Huh? You got some energy. You could have pushed. Oh, jeez. Well, before we get the car too high up on the lift, might as well show you some of the progress that we made this week. Since, you know, I work on it when I get home after work. Full interior's out. I vacuumed up every last nook and cranny. It could use probably a good hot soapy bath. But I got the headliner out. I still need to figure out how to do the sunroof. Interior panels are all removed. And I did find one trouble spot of rust that I don't think is too bad. But right up here where the hatch sits. Sorry, I had to bump up the exposure so you guys could see it. But yeah, right up there, we have a little trouble spot. It looks like it goes all the way around that corner. I don't think it's gone all the way through, so we should be able to patch that up and be okay. So yeah, that sucks, but for the 1,700 bucks that I paid for this thing, I couldn't exactly expect perfection. And that's not that bad. That's easily fixable. Okay, starting from the back of the car. I did not see anything. Previous owners said that they did install a new OEM gas tank. Nothing beyond surface rust. We do have a bent lower control arm, which makes sense why this thing was cambered out when it was just sitting. Has an open differential, which is a good indication that this thing hasn't been drifted in its past life. We have ISR Pro arms, and it looks like, what, Raceland coilovers. Looks like the car was undercoated at some point. Overall, probably a good thing. I would be worried that there might be some surface rust if it existed prior to when the coating was applied. Frame rail looks a little dented here. I mean, what S-chassis frame rail isn't? Trans tunnel looks good. Just a little dirty, or that might just be that undercoating. And then last but not least, and what you've probably seen in the engine bay, we have the battery tray rusted out, and it looks like it goes up towards the fender well area. But what I don't know is if I want to tub the front end. We did it on that blue car over there, and it turned out pretty decent. But I guess if we look at the passenger side, it looks pretty good. So we might as well do our best to repair this one. Make like a little patch or something. Overall, it's just as I expected. Yes, there are some trouble areas, but we can address those, and we got our work cut out for us. You guys gotta see my spare bedroom though. It is completely filled with 240 parts. Django, you in here? No, you relaxing? Good boy. The spare room is basically the whole interior of the 240. And I made sure to close the door so little Django can't come in here and start chewing on things, right, Django? Now don't worry, I'm not keeping all of this stuff out of the car. We're putting it all back in. Obviously, I just wanted to do my due diligence, pull everything, and make sure that the bones were good. I might need a few spare interior parts. I need to source a driver's side visor and a few other things that I'll be looking out for on Marketplace. Definitely happy that I purchased this car. I think I have a few ideas of what I might want to do with it, but we'll save that for the next video because what? I got two S13 hatchbacks now. Do I need two? Probably not. Is it nice to have them? Hell yeah, it is. But that's all I got for you guys. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
In Mexico, do they call these dos catorces?